I'm David Dieger, and I'm the Senior Manager for Operations for smart devices, including smart meters. BC Hydro serves 1.9 million residential homes and commercial and industrial sites. Our service territory is 365,000 square miles, so that's the same size as California, Oregon, and Washington combined. And so we were looking at, aside from the detection of energy losses on our system, what else is potentially out there with regard to the evolution of AMI. We know it's going to be a pretty extensive journey, but along the way so far, we've found some real nuggets, both in terms of the use of these smart meters or smart sensors, as it were, to better detect asset health, as well as being able to leverage what we're calling a multi-service grid network. And we ensured the technology we selected best fit that mold to support these disruptive technologies as they come on board. We started deploying our first meter in 2011, and it took us around 16 months to deploy all the meters. Now we're just completing the network. In our quest to deploy this system, we realized that we needed one system to do many things. We wanted a system to support multiple applications. And so our use cases were written with a specification for a technology that didn't exist. Itron and Cisco formed this partnership in order for us to adopt a very expandable and extensive network for us, so I can start to leverage a single network for many applications. So you'll hear us start to talk about distribution automation, using IPv6, which is the migration of the old legacy RF LAN that Itron had provided to many customers to support a fully compliant IPv6 network for distribution automation devices, whether it be a recloser, or voltage regulator, or new streetlights, or demand response programs. And once we started migrating to IPv6, we found ourselves looking forward. We would be the largest IPv6 utility globally. Some of the first benefits we saw when we migrated over is the old RF LAN, when it was hopped up on IPv6, became much flatter. So as an example, instead of having multiple hops on RF LAN, we decreased the hop count. And so when you decrease this hop count, as it were, you decrease the latency to which meters can speak to meters, that can speak to routers, that can speak to the head-end system. And once we discovered that, we realized, well, now we can start to layer in distribution automation technology. DA devices need a lower latent network. So it became flatter and it became speedier. And it was based on a fully compliant standards-based network. But now that we're looking at only IPv6, it's getting a little easier to operate. But again, this is brand new to the industry. We're creating standard operating procedures as we sit here today. But we've got some great technology vendors in Cisco and Itron who are really helping us with some of the operating orders to make sure we actually do enable all the benefits out of the system. We've saved thousands of truck rolls in terms of the reconnection and disconnection process, which end up as significant savings to a utility. So voltage is a good marker of how well your system is working today, and we've actually set different thresholds that alarms us in terms of where we're starting to see system disturbances and getting out in front of it. So again, unquantified benefits that we're starting to realize. Now, on August the 29th, BC Hydro witnessed one of its largest outages in its history. So we lost power to over 710,000 customers. We were able to use the functionality within the smart metering system to assist in the restoration activities. Closing out work orders, determining whether power is on or not. Subsequent to that, we've replayed the entire storm to the eyes of the smart meters, and the amount of information gleaned from this is going to be very useful as we start to enhance what types of information we can actually put into the hands of our trouble center. In this particular outage, we saw the better part of 2,400 work orders dispatched to the field, where in a normal month there might be 2,000 work orders. So that shows you the significance of this particular event. So never before have we been able to get this many customers back on in that short a time. This winter we're going to have a demand response program on Vancouver Island, where we'll be able to leverage one of Itron's technology partners on the same network we deployed for reading meters. We've also got some pilots where we're using some distribution automation gateways on the same network we've deployed for smart meters for voltage regulation and capacitor bank controls. So we're just starting to test the waters in terms of the advancements in the smart grid part of our multi-service grid network. And we're probably only using today 10% of what we'll be able to use in the future. Right, so it's starting to uncover all of the additional benefits that we've seen from previous deployments of AMI. Right, there are many tangible, quantifiable benefits to use when you look at a multi-service application or multi-service network.